The tempo.
All right. We are here for another episode of the Tempo Show. We have a special guest in the building tonight. As I always do, I'm going to let him introduce himself. Go ahead, young brother.
Hey, what it do, man? This young Nilo from Northeast DC, man. What's up with y'all?
Man, what's going on, man? And that's how you say it?
Yeah, man.
No,
Hey,
okay.
look,
I was about to fuck it all up.
Look, man, I got a country family, man. I'm from the city, but I got a country ass family, so
A lot of
pronounced,
motherfuckers, yeah.
I guess, different than how it's spelled.
Where your family from?
Caroline County, Virginia, it's like right
Yeah.
by Kings and Million and shit.
Okay. Yeah. I got a lot of family in South Carolina and shit.
Oh yeah.
Everybody I talk to, it's like everybody got family from down
Everybody
south
from
and
the
shit.
city got family from the south and shit, man.
That shit is motherfucking crazy and shit, man.
We
Like,
be from the boondocks and shit, man. It ain't nothing but woods out there, shit.
man, what? My man right here, man, he just cut his dreads, bro.
Oh yeah, man.
He just cut his dreads. What'd you say? What, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, man, I had to do it for my mom, man. My mom just
Ah.
passed a month ago, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that,
I
brother.
appreciate that, man. But, we gonna turn up. She wanted me to cut the dreads always, but
Right.
I had to do
got
it for
you.
Mom Duke, you feel me?
Man, I feel that. My mother used to say that joint all the time. Like, she was like,
They be
all
thinking
throughout
about
college.
they be thinking about the presentation, all that, man,
Man, what? That's exactly, and it's all coming out of love and shit like that.
Most
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like, but I think nowadays they're a lot more accepted. You
Oh,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
nah,
Like you
definitely.
can,
I'm
you
gonna
can-
grow them back, though. I'm just let y'all know I'm gonna grow them back, though.
Man, I wish I could motherfucking grow them back. I can't do it now,
Hey, look,
man. I'll be out here
I'm
looking like
saying
Lil
that.
Wayne and shit. Like, that shit wild, man. But so tell me a little bit about your origins and shit. You say you from what part of
I'm
DC?
from Northeast DC, man. I'm really from right around the corner, for real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Where
man,
right?
from 19th and Upshur, man.
Ah,
Like,
okay,
literally around the corner.
okay. So you went to school out this joint?
I went to school, man. I went to school all over the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Truthfully, man. I was just
goddamn.
going around school.
That shit crazy, man. How long did you know that you wanted to like get into this music thing?
Man. I started messing with it probably like 13, but it wasn't like super serious. I was playing sports, but once the sports, once you get to college and all that, after high school,
Yeah.
you know how it start fading away for some. That's when the music stepped up. To the
Yeah,
place.
man. That's this. I always, like, me personally, I always was I was always like deep into the rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was up into the rap before I was even in the go-go. Honestly, like, I used to listen to Nas. Like, I think Nas fucking. Well, I used to listen to Busta Rhymes. Like, that was the earliest I could say.
Busta, yeah.
Yeah, like motherfucking the hands he ask see put
Busta was fucking them shits up.
man,
yeah.
well, he be doing this motherfucking thing. But so man, it like when you was talking about with the college shit, man, like I could tell you like that shit is absolutely real, man. Especially when you do sports. Like, I wrestled in fucking high school, and I thought I
You
was
put niggas in headlocks, all that.
bruh, I mean,
Man,
a little something, little double legs, you know what I'm saying? Nice little sweep trip. But man, I thought I was the shit in fucking high school, you know what I'm saying? I'm like running through motherfuckers, you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel the
Handling
same
them.
way in football, man. The
Wow.
bros that tell you, man, bro, like you said, running through motherfuckers, touchdown.
What position you played?
Running back and corner.
Oh shit, goddamn. Okay.
Deion Sanders, my favorite player. So you know,
Deion
nigga had to be a little
Sanders, okay.
flashy and shit.
Man, that shit real as hell, bro. That shit goddamn real. You go to God, but that's the only thing, man. Especially when I went down there with them country boys, man.
Man, them niggas
You be
breathe.
thinking, you think
it's like
you think you good till you motherfucking get on the college level and everybody.
It's like they
good.
mother birth them out the womb, in
Bruh.
training camp and shit.
That shit's a fucking fact, bro. Like, I don't know, when I used to go down South Carolina, I used to go to South Carolina like every year to kind of check out the family and shit. Motherfucking, I had my cousin, and this nigga was like 2 years younger than me, so I'm like, I think I'm like 12. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, back in the, like, I go, DeMonte tell you around the way, I'm giving everybody work.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially football and shit. Like, that was my
Position
shit.
you played.
Running back. You know what I'm saying? But I was always fat. Yeah, you know how it go. But I was always super small, so when I got to high school, you know what I'm saying, played running back and shit, like, in Little League and shit. But once I got to high school, I was basically just punt return, kick return type shit,
same, I was
specialist.
doing the same shit for real.
Right, exactly. So, but man, motherfucking telling you, boy, motherfucking, I went down there with my cousin. He 2 years younger than me and shit, and I'm sitting up there thinking like my cousin, like, oh yeah, come play, you know what I'm saying, play your cousin and shit. We over, you know how you play the 1-on-1, you got one the quarterback and shit. I'm motherfucking like, yeah, I'm about to get up in this nigga ass, boy. I'm about to get up in his ass, la 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 la. So, nah, no homo. But fucking, man, I'm gonna tell you, we both had our fucking cleats and all that. What I tell you, as soon as nigga was like, hut, like, I didn't know I was that slow.
And I'm gonna tell you this, look, cause I was about to say something too.
Right
look,
past
like you
me.
said though,
like,
look, you had your cleats, your country cousin to take them motherfuckers off and burn your
motherfucking ass, boy. That shit used to. I was like, that was a real humbling experience. I kind of say that to like my wrestling career as well, cause like, you know, once I got into college and shit, I'm thinking like, you know, we like when we came in, like, you know, before the season started, we all talking about, you know what I'm saying, what we doing, where we came from, shit like that. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I did this in Maryland. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, oh, yeah, that's cool, that's cool. One thing you realize is that everybody, as soon as they come in, bro, everybody good. Everybody done won fucking county championships. Everybody,
like
niggas state champions.
And shit.
Them niggas, like, I went to my first fucking practice, and after we fucking ran like 4 miles and shit, we came in and started drilling. Man, I would just get my ass whipped all over the goddamn mat. I was like, fuck. Like one thing about wrestling, I would say, is that it'll teach you, like, motherfucking, it be skinny ass white boys, right?
Yeah.
Wrestling and MMA, it be skinny ass white boys. You look at them just off their frame, and you like, oh yeah, I'm about to whoop this nigga ass. You know what I'm saying? Bam, you know what I'm saying? Fucking double leg the shit out you off the butt. Boom, boom, bing, 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 give you elbows. I was like, oh shit. Shit was crazy, man. But yeah, that was a little blast from the past and shit. But like, when did you really, like, as far as this rap shit, man, like, when did you really start, I would say, taking it serious?
Taking it serious, I say, like 18, 19. When I bought that TREL feature, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, talk a little bit more about the TREL feature, man. That's you know, TREL is very loved in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like
that shit was.
And you did that shit in 2012. That's when
I think we recorded it in like 2011. Yeah, and we shot the video, like probably like 6 months later.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was just I went to Virginia State.
Okay.
So like at that time, like you said, TREL was on fire in the city, but it was just catching, you know, outside. Like the DMV wasn't what it is now at that time. So, you know, it was just catching out there in VA. So they was getting hip. A couple people was hip. So I ain't gonna lie, I was doing the club promotion shit, trying to get in on the club out there.
Right.
So people was like, man, we heard of them, we trying to book them, whatever. So I just, you know, trying to help middleman that shit for real. So I ain't gonna lie, ever since then, bro was showing love. Like genuine love since then.
Nah, that shit crazy. When y'all shot the video and shit, like, motherfucker, like, how did all of that come about? You know what I'm saying? Cause that was an official ass fucking.
Yeah, we was in Richmond. Matter of fact, I was back in college and shit. Cause I think we did the song. Matter of fact, on one of them little breaks in college and shit.
Oh, okay.
Then like by the end of like the year, I only went to college 1 year and shit. I dropped out. I ain't gonna lie. But by like the end of this shit,
happens.
I was like, man, shit, I might as well shoot the video out here. I'm in college, so I know a rocket motherfuckers pull up. It's easy.
Right.
We shot that joint like the middle of Richmond and shit off some random shit. We just shot that shit anywhere for real. But then, like, truthfully, I ain't gonna lie, that shit really helped the nigga. Like, one, just learning the game, and two, and then just putting more eyes on the nigga since then.
Right, absolutely. Like,
bruh and them was really surprised because I was so young. So they was like, I was the youngest person to ever buy a feature from bruh at that time and shit. Like, I don't know about now, but like this, like I said, 6-7 years ago. So bruh just respected the business.
That shit ridiculous, bro. What was the budget? What was the budget for the video?
Shit, the budget, I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't had no budget for the video, man. I ain't even want to pay my cameraman at the time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Keep it in a buck. That's what I like. That's what I like.
But I paid him. I paid him later, but look. And that's my man 7 years later because of paying him. So I don't want y'all artists out here thinking don't pay him and shit. Gonna do something for you. But
that's a fact.
Truthfully, man, I ain't gonna lie. We spent I spent all my money. I'm gonna say that. Spent all my money, man. Shit, just getting the video done and shit. You know, get trailing them out there.
How much did it cost in 2012?
I don't even know if they want me to tell y'all, but I got the feature for the love, so I got it for $500 when it was like $750 a stack.
Yeah.
But then like still had to pay the studio session, so I'm gonna let y'all know that don't come for free.
Shit expensive.
We recorded it at Mideast and shit, so that don't mean the studio session come free. But then I think it was like another $750 to do the video though. So it was like $500 for the the show up for the video and like $250 for the travel.
Golly, man, and you like people need to understand, like you know, like man, whatever you doing, to me, like no, life ain't about money. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. But at the same time, it's like whenever you trying to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to be prepared to to really fork over that bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When it comes to really and really it's really about investing in
I was
yourself.
about to say like 2 things you said before we even rolled the camera when I walked in here. You was like, it's about investing in yourself
Mm-hmm.
and a team. And look, I'm gonna tell you this. Like I said at the time, I ain't had no license. I ain't had no car. My 2 bros is with me, older than me. Shit. How you think I got there? Them.
Facts. Facts. That's real.
I ain't shit. So a team, you ain't got no team shit. It's gonna be hard.
Man, it's gonna be damn near impossible. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
Now,
be
I ain't
damn
gonna
near
tell you
impossible.
if you ain't got no team, don't keep trying. But you need to be trying to get a team. That's what you need to be trying
That's
to
a
do.
fact. That's a fact. And you know, I think you know, a lot of times when we have people that we grew up with, you know what I'm saying, that really are going to, you know, basically sacrifice their time, you know what I'm saying, to help you out, bro. Like you know, that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
That's a
like you
blessing in
said,
itself.
it ain't gonna be easy. Like they not just gonna believe in you just cause you asked them to.
Right, right.
You gotta put that work in the show. So like you asking them to jump out on a limb, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
they could be doing whatever they doing. They believing in your dream. So you gotta jump out there for real. If they
You
gonna
gotta be
believe in
putting in
your
the work.
dream, you gotta make them believe in your
You owe
dream.
it to
You
them.
asking
You
them
owe it
to.
to them.
Look, you asking them to believe in it, but you gotta make them believe in it for real.
That's man, I'm gonna tell you like this. That is an absolute fact, man. And I knew for a fact when it came to this podcast shit, like I knew one thing. I knew that I shouldn't be focused on money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because and I think a lot of people, especially when they get in the rap game or like, you know, like nowadays, it's like it's all these crowded ass lanes that everybody want to get in, which is rap, clothing lines, you know what I'm
They
saying?
wanna
Now that
be
wasn't popular back in the day, but now it is.
videographers, like you said. Yeah.
Exactly, like cameraman, you know what I'm saying? Obviously it's no shout out to it because you know what I'm saying, I respect everybody's fucking hustle and whatever their dream is, but if you're doing it for the clout, for the money,
Don't do it.
don't do it at all because well you're just not gonna make it because it's gonna be a lot of times in which 90% of it, I would say 90% of it is fucking you working behind the scenes that don't
Yeah.
nobody see.
Exactly.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Instagram gives people like this false sense of like it just happens. My
I
nigga.
say
You know what I'm saying?
Instagram really is like your rewards and awards because it's like you only post what's really good.
Right.
But like you said, you don't see all the grind and the work behind that. So even when you get physically rewarded or something like some money or something, it's not gonna happen as much as the grind behind it as you think in the beginning. So you think, yeah, I'm about to go out here and do this, I'm about to get paid. It ain't about to just come to you like that.
And you talking about like that was, you shot that video in 2012. You know what I'm saying? So that lets me know right here how dedicated you are to your craft. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how people end up quitting and bullshit and shit. It's like number one, you have a fault. You're not in it for the right reason. So you're in it for the clout or the bread. And what happens is that's not like you could ask any business. You could look it up. And the reality is, especially when it comes to any business, the reality is for the first year, probably for the first 1 to 5 years, you're working in the red.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're working in the red. It doesn't just like people look at these motherfuckers that just pop, right? And a lot of times you don't even see the work that they did behind the scenes. But the reality is that like it's years of perfecting your craft. It's years of being dedicated to whatever it is that you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Before anything really happens.
Man, like I said, if you ain't even invested 10 bands in this yet,
man,
you ain't even like this not in your profession yet. Like I ain't gonna say that you good at it. This ain't in your profession yet. Cause whatever business you can open up for just 10 bands and be successful.
Nothing. I mean, what business can you open up for 10? There's really nothing for any less than 10 bands, and that's why I knew for a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I would say it's so important to get your credit together and be ready to invest in yourself and jump out on the ledge. Cause look, at the end of the day, like motherfuckers that jump out the box, go ahead grab them a charger. What's that? You know what I'm saying? 22. You know what I'm saying? 22. You might get a used one for like 16, but you're talking about $16,000 in I mean, it's gonna get you places. You know what I'm saying? But if you're willing to put that type of investment
You
in
gotta put
just
that in your
your
career.
vehicle, exactly, you need to be putting that same investment into shit that you motherfucking that you trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I knew this podcast shit was something that I wanted to do, because when I first started, I could, like, number one, I knew for a fact that I wasn't a known nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ended up linking up with Fat TREL and shit, and known, like don't get me wrong, I was like, you know what I'm saying, people knew me in high school,
Yeah.
a little bit in college for sure. But I wasn't like oh, Tim, oh, you know, little Tim. Like, nah, I wasn't that type of nigga. So I knew for a fact that if anybody was gonna fuck with me, it was gonna be because they seen the work that I put into it.
Yeah.
So I jumped out the box. Like, I'm talking about, got a loan, you know what I'm saying? Got a loan. Shout out Navy. I stay shouting out Navy Federal,
Nah,
man.
yeah,
I'm waiting
Navy
for that.
Federal, that deal.
Man,
if you don't know about it, get help.
I stay shouting them out. Stop
Yeah,
using.
see, the bros got their hands up in the
Facts.
back. Yeah.
Stop motherfucking getting Navy Federal to cash them fucking bullshit ass checks. You know what I'm saying? And fucking you fucking up your opportunities, because like, the reality is they gonna shoot you that off the buck, especially if you know what I'm saying, you've been handling your credit halfway decent. And so I just was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna take this. You know what I'm saying? I could spend. I know for a fact I'm not a flashy type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I spent what, 15, 16 on my car. I was like, well, shit, I could spend 15 on me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I did.
Look, the exact thing you just said, on me.
On me.
So, like, you ain't spend it on you spend everything else on somebody else or something else.
Mm-hmm.
You can't spend it on yourself.
That's,
you don't want it there.
That's just a fact. So as far as the rap shit's going on with you, like you know, there's been this big debate about, you know, going independent versus, you know what I'm saying, going the label route. And everybody's talking about, oh, independent this, independent that. But just understand, you talking about that's groundwork that you're doing yourself. The reason why a lot of motherfuckers fuck with labels is because they, don't get me wrong, motherfucker. The way I look at it, like motherfuckers be like, oh, the labels be fucking you and this and that, and they be screwing you over, and to a certain degree they are. But what they're doing is they see whatever in you, and then they're just like any other business.
Exactly.
They're taking a chance on you, right? So they're gonna invest their money, you know what I'm saying, to see if you could possibly pop.
And I mean, I always tell niggas like this, man, like, cause everybody's street, right? So if a nigga front you something, you don't think you want his? So niggas want to sign the deal. They want to sign a $2 million deal, and then want all the back end. They want the money. They want everything. They don't think nothing come with it.
They be complaining about, oh man, this nigga fucked me over and this. And don't get me wrong, in some cases they do. But I be like, you know, for me it's just like, you not really taking responsibility for the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
niggas ain't even reading their contracts, man. Look, you signed it. Then when niggas wonder why they get fucked in the contract, you signed it.
Man, what?
He ain't do nothing wrong. He wrote it up, but you accepted it.
Exactly. That's the whole kill of the situation. And with anything, like, you made an agreement to make that, to join in that based on their ability to fucking front you the bread and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And then you run back and be like, oh, what motherfuckers out, like, they niggas, like, they taking a little bit of everything, and I'm putting in all this work. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, work is absolutely important, but like, when it comes to investments, you know what I'm saying, they made an investment in you. They didn't make an investment in you to just pop because they love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't just fucking, oh, you're just such a great guy, I'm just gonna, it's not charity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need some return. You know what I'm saying? So as far as, are you signed to a label, or are you doing it independent?
I'm completely independent. I've been doing this completely independent
from the start.
Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't sign to a label or a situation, but it gotta be right for me. Just like any other artist, I wouldn't tell them not to sign if it's right for them. And if it's right for you, it's right for you. Can't nobody tell you, you know, it's not. You know your situation or what you going through,
right? Or
you know what you worth. For me, I ain't going for nothing less than I'm worth. Or it gotta be a genuine. I gotta see they believe in me. So it's either you gotta throw me what I'm worth, or I genuinely see you believe in me and I believe in you. So you can believe in me and I don't believe in you, just like vice versa.
Takes a lot of motherfucking self actualization, I would say, because sometimes people think that they are worth something that they just not. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me, I'm all about, you know, believing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be realistic as well. Like, I knew from the top, you know what I'm saying, when I first started that, you know what I'm saying, I was going to have to come out my pockets. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. I mean, like, look, money is not. It's not just about motherfuckers getting bread. It's about what money does is it shows people how serious you are about making this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a trade. It's a trade. You know what I'm saying? Services for you know what I'm saying? Goods for you know what I'm saying for bread. So you really gotta be humble about that.
Nah,
Humble
for real.
about that experience. You know what I'm saying? And I went into it from there from the jump. And you know I'm talking about I'm really just in the last I'll be honest with you just in the last 3 weeks starting to see the residuals and the some of the fruit from my labor
That's
because
what's up.
that shit is absolutely fucking key because like before it was like I'm reaching out to hearing that and that's another thing though. That's another thing like that you did at a young age that I wasn't even prepared to do. Like I'm 31, you know what I'm saying, and I just started this joint like probably like 5 months ago. And before it's like when sometimes when you reach out to people, I was always one of them type of dudes that I'd be like, man, I don't want this nigga think I'm on his dick. You know what I'm
Oh man,
saying?
look,
Like
hey,
I don't want to put my hand
I
out
can
there.
relate 100%
Like
because I'm still working on it. My like, as much as even
yeah.
like you said, that was time ago.
Right.
It's plenty of opportunities I say I miss just cause of that.
Cause of that,
Cause
right?
of
It's a
that,
lot of that,
that pride that you don't want.
right?
But then I learned, hey, the niggas who on ain't got that about theyself.
That's a
But
fact.
the difference is though, once they on, you don't think about that shit no more. You don't hear nobody else saying, man, that man was nah, that man went for his.
Man, that's
He
a
ain't
fact.
hold back. It's all or nothing. So how you gonna get mad at somebody willing to put it all on the line and you ain't?
That's a fucking fact, boy. That's a motherfucking fact. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be willing to put all that shit on the line. You know what I'm saying? And
I ain't
I
gonna lie, I done almost lost my life literally in this music shit. Just in the music shit for real. Like
so
you
go into that a little bit deeper. Like
hey,
how did you
one
almost lose
just
your life?
like you gotta think about this. I tell every artist, you gotta travel. Like and so
That's a
when you
fact.
traveling, you in places you not familiar with. You not in your hood, you 20, 30 deep. It may be you and two of the bros. It may be just you.
Mm,
But
that's a
hey,
fact.
you gotta this your dream. You gotta put your life on the line for it. You gotta be smart about it.
Mm,
But you gonna be in a situation. I ain't gonna tell nobody this shit, a cakewalk.
mm-hmm.
I'm sure business is business. You dealing with money. This industry is just like the streets. So you
Mm,
dealing with all type of people.
that's a fact.
Look,
That's a
all these rappers is getting their chains snatched. You think they knew that was gonna happen?
that's no. That and
And like I said, I ain't, hey, it is what it is.
it
But
is what it is, right? But
but
like
they, but I
it's
look, they
risks
sticking their
involved in
neck out
anything.
there.
It's risks involved in everything. So more specifically, like what was the time where you really thought that you might not make it out of this situation involved in this rap game?
Oh man, look, I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't never even told this story. Like,
Exclusive like shit.
man, definitely exclusive. Man, look, man, was pulling up, fucking with Sunny Digital and shit. We supposed to meet him at the club and shit or whatever. And literally, and I ain't gonna lie, you like your luck in this journey to success. It's like you always almost there. I know
Wow.
everybody know that feeling. Like you just missed it. Like you just missed that phone call. You just
Mm.
fell asleep. You something just happened. So bruh tweeted me. I was like, man, shit, I'm fucking with you. This is a couple years ago. I ain't gonna lie to you. I pulled up, bro, whatever, before the club. Niggas end up getting jammed up in some shit. I ain't gonna, speak too much in details. Niggas
Yeah.
got jammed up into some shit
Okay.
and didn't even make it to the club. Now, luckily, I didn't happen to run into bro a couple times since. But, in the businesses, they look bad. You just don't show up. You just seen a nigga,
Okay, okay,
30
okay.
minutes
I'm getting a
ago.
little bit.
And the nigga come to your city, too.
That's a fact.
And then, a nigga like, shit, y'all supposed to be in the club with me and shit. You get jammed up, you can't even talk to the nigga and shit. You just, in the situation.
Right.
So, but I just, tell niggas, man, hey, you gotta risk it all for this shit, man. I don't regret nothing.
Yeah, man. That's that shit is absolutely deep. You kind of speak on another thing, like people think because that like the rap game is kind of a how do you say it's more of a social type of joint, like it's cool, it's popular, this and that, that it doesn't follow the same rules of business.
Yeah.
And that's what people get it fucked up, and they how do you say, they fuck up their own opportunities. They in their own way. Because I could say it just like this, especially no matter whether it's
Look, I've been in my own way plenty of times.
We all, and that's a fact, and that's actually really lit that you can, you know what I'm saying, admit that, because the only way you could really get better is by admitting some of the flaws that you've come across. But when it comes to like business wise, as far as like networking, right? So for example, just like in your job, you know what I'm saying, and people like, they don't hold these same principles in their job, you know what I'm saying, and then they're surprised in other avenues where, you know what I'm saying, shit don't work out for them. Just like your job wants you to, like, you can't just not show up to your job and not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't just show up late and either not give a reason or don't give people some type of notice of what's going on. And I see a lot. I've dealt kind of digging into this, into a game, whatever you want to call it. I've had one thing I made sure that I was gonna do is when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, because it would, like, all of this shit, this Instagram, like la da 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 da, this and that, like, most of my interviews, I say about 80% of them didn't come from me just reaching out off the strength. You know what I'm saying? It got me a little jump start, but it didn't come. It came from I reached out to this person. We did a show, whatever. We got linked up. They seen that I was, you know what I'm saying, a good dude and a person that's about their work. And what they did was they reached out to other people for me. Yeah. And this networking shit is not a game at all.
Networking is 100% one of the most valuable things I ever learned. It was like, everybody think because they street artists that they can't network. But like you said, you need help. Shit, the plug ain't gotta be no gangster, but he the plug, ain't he?
That's a fact.
So what if your manager ain't gangster? I don't care, long as he can give me that bag.
Man, that's a fact. And also, people ain't gonna fuck with you if they see that number one, you don't show up. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a job.
You cancel on multiple occasions. And I've had people that, you know what I'm saying, that
and look, and show up on time, like,
right.
Or if you can't, let a nigga know, man. Exactly. Look, everybody know motherfuckers is late.
Right. I mean, look.
But so, hey, if you can't be on time, just let a nigga know. Hey, man, I'm running 30 minutes late. That, shit, if we got rescheduled, let me know.
Nah, that's
all you can do. If a nigga don't fuck with you and you let him know I'm gonna be late, hey, that's on him. We ain't supposed to do this then.
And people that are really working hard, I don't, just like me, just like anybody who's working hard, like, I don't have time to number one, no matter who you are, you know what I'm saying, you're not that special that I'm gonna be waiting around, you know what I'm saying, to make this shit pop. You know what I'm saying? For you to come through and do what you're supposed to do. Like, like, at the end of the day, and I don't expect anybody to think that of me. So it's like, what happens is, for hardworking people, if they see that you ain't really putting forth that effort, they be like, oh, well, all right, bet, I'll holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't burn no bridges. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, if you don't show up, I ain't about to say, man, fuck you. You did some wild shit, la, la, la. I ain't gonna burn no bridges, but, you
can't cross them bitches again once you burn them.
That's
shit. Hey, niggas be thinking, look, it's okay to not talk to somebody, but you ain't burn the bridge. It's okay to, like, grow apart. It's okay to not talk for a while. But, like, as long as you don't burn, hey, niggas be thinking they gotta burn the bridge, they gotta bam out on the nigga. Man, you ain't gotta do that. Nigga do something you ain't like, but it won't disrespectful.
Cause you got more things to worry about. You got other things. Like, if you talking about, like, making whatever it is you trying to do pop, you have work to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to help you include
and
that.
Niggas gotta understand, everybody ain't your friend. This not a friendship. This a business. Niggas gangsters but want to be friends with every damn body. I'm like, why this your friend, bro? Y'all supposed to break bread. It's not your friend.
That's a fact.
That's what it's about. Everybody want money, but they want to be friends. We could be cool. Look, we keep getting money. Of course we friends. Shit. But you ain't getting money. You fucking up the money. Hell nah.
That's absolutely real. You know what I'm saying? And even
you invest in your time. You don't want nobody waste yours.
Exactly.
They fucking up your money.
Man, what? That shit ridiculous. So to kind of bring it back to, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, your kind of position in the game, as far as like as far as like the shows and shit like that, like being able to perform in front of a crowd, did you ever have any of those type of issues? How did your first show go, I would say?
Man, my first show, I ain't gonna lie to you. Wow. I remember Georgia Avenue Day. They used to call it the Caribbean Carnival.
It was Georgia Ave Day. What's the name? What was it also called?
The Caribbean Carnival.
Oh, Caribbean
Yeah.
Fest. Yeah.
So y'all know Listen Vision, the little red building across Howard and shit. That's the first professional studio I ever recorded in. I like 15, I think, 16, something like that. So they used to have like you could pay. Like I paid for that shit. You could pay like $100 to do like 2 songs. So that was my first show ever at the Caribbean. I ain't gonna lie, the first show was some bullshit. Cause in the middle of my set, the carnival came down the street. So that motherfucker louder than my goddamn song. Hey look. See, I'm on this side, right? So think about it. You know how that day is. You can't even get across Georgia without going all the way up or all the way down.
Right, absolutely.
So we leaving on regular time. Like niggas, I ain't driving. My mother and my aunt, rest in peace, my mother, you know, dropped me off. And my little sister Paige, they dropped me off around that jump. We fine. I'm late as shit. I'm probably like, I got like 3-4 minutes before my set time. You know, you paying for shit like that. They don't care if you late, you gone. Man, luckily my uncle was helping run some of the shit up there. So that nigga got the security to give me a golf cart from wherever we parked at. This true story. I hopped out the whip, got in the golf cart. I'm riding up motherfucking like by the McDonald's and shit. All the way up to motherfucking Listen Vision and shit. With like 2 minutes to go on the golf cart. I hop out that bitch at
2 minutes
the light.
to go on the show or before you had to start?
Before my set start. Cause they just gonna play your music, or if you ain't there, they just gonna, you know, keep going.
Right.
Shit, I run up that motherfucker sweating. Shit, they stopped playing this shit. Man, I think all my nerves was gone cause the nigga was tired. I was mad as a motherfucker. So I'm like, God, I done did all this fucking running and shit. But that was my first show. That's probably like, I don't even know. That's 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm 25, so that's 10 years ago.
God damn, so you was 15?
Yeah. I did the Caribbean Carnival shit like 2-3 years in a row. But then I did one year, I did like the jump when they was on Banneker Field and shit. So like my uncle, like I said, he used to be helping work that shit. So he knew one of the little old heads. So that's what I said, relationships, everything. So they let me perform for the big crowd and shit. But I ain't gonna lie, the first year when I had to do all that running, my uncle told me about the big crowd, and she like, man, shit, you can do this. I'm like, all right, man, I broke my damn CD, bro. I swear, I'm trying to get my cousin who don't know nothing about burning CDs back then. I'm like, hey, bro, burn the CD. I got 4 songs. Go to the iTunes, you know, all that shit. I'm trying to tell him how to do this shit. Man, I missed my shot, bro.
Damn,
broke the CD, but then every other year after that, even with shows now, even without CDs, man, I got 2 flash drives. I got 2 laptops. I got 2 CDs, bro.
Teach you how to like be prepared, man. I tell you, like I done had experience like that. Like I think it was like one of my second day actually doing interviews and shit like that. Like I had like two guests coming up, and I don't even remember which one it was, but I just remember like right before, like I'm over here testing out the audio and this and that, and fucking my whole fucking my sound box had fucking just died. I'm looking at the jump, shit just started flickering. Like it wouldn't even turn on. It wouldn't even. I was like, oh my fucking god. Now mind you, this was probably like an hour before I was supposed to, like, you know what I'm saying, do the shit. You know, and I know how being on time and things like that is important. Motherfucking that shit used to have me the fucked up. Like I was
shit always go wrong, man.
Right, and so I was just like, man, you know what?
I tell niggas shit always go wrong, bro. I don't care how much you think you prepared, but shit always go wrong. So if you expect shit to go wrong for real, and you prepared for it, then you be good. But if you don't think shit gonna go wrong,
right,
you fucked up.
You got to be able, like, a lot of times, man, people aren't really built for. People don't, or they aren't built, or they don't like prepare themselves for adversity. You know what I'm saying? And Like those are the times that really tell you, is this really what you're trying to do?
Is you
Because a
built
lot of
for
times
this?
people like when they face adversities in life, they just like they go through something like that, like whether they CD broke or they fucking, they audio box fuck up, and then all of a sudden they just like after that they just like motherfucking they just like, man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you gotta build yourself up for that to face that type of adversity. You know what I'm saying? And
And I'm
and
gonna
that's when
tell
you
you
know you
this,
really
like,
roll.
and if this is your dream, it gotta be your dream.
Facts.
So like, even with your bros and whoever else you got believing in you and supporting you, that's part of your team, or you want part of your team, you gotta remember this your dream. So you gotta dictate it, you gotta rule it, you gotta be the leader of it, cause it's
Right.
like so. Everybody that stop with you ain't gonna end with you, and it's
Ooh,
good.
is
It's a
that a
good thing
fact,
though.
boy?
It's a
Is that
good
a
thing
fact?
though, cause it's some people that ain't supposed to be with you.
Right. And what I do, I don't even take it. That personal. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and that's
Because look,
like you say.
because
Some
like you
people just
said,
meant to be your friend, not a business partner.
exactly. Because a lot of times, man, like I've had multiple people like kind of help me out throughout this process, and the reality is the reason why I don't feel fucking any animosity. Number one, because I know that shit don't help. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It doesn't help. It's
And like
not
you said, and
productive.
it ain't always like you said, no
These people
animosity.
got lives. You know what
Cause
I'm
look,
saying? They
hey
got
look,
they trying to deal
going
with
back
their
to
own
like
lives.
that Caribbean Carnival, the second year I finally did the big stage. I had a couple of my bros from VA with me that I started rapping with. Everybody rap, but ain't nobody did no shows for real. They all backstage with me. I'm performing, but they supposed to come on stage with the mics and all that. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Everybody hype backstage, like, man, yeah, we gonna do this.
Right.
We go up the steps. Man, I get on stage. I look everybody in the front row.
Scared.
So just meaning that to say, this your dream. So if you depending on them to do what you supposed to do, you gonna fail.
Jesus
Cause
Christ.
you gotta do it.
Exactly.
Cause
And
it's
they don't
your dream.
and a lot of times I think that
They
people,
supporting you,
right.
but it ain't their dream.
Right, exactly.
So you gotta appreciate what they do for you. But it's your dream.
That's some deep shit right there. And like when we talk about it being your dream, it's not only your dream, but just understand, it's your responsibility to yourself to really make that type of shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to other people, like look, people have this sense that motherfuckers owe them something. Right? Like they get mad when people don't do things for
You're
them.
not paying them.
Even
You asking somebody to do a free job.
Exactly. That's why number one, like that's why I big up my man A1 cameraman over here, my man Monte. That's why I big up Joe.
For them, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, look, the reality is that when people help you, you know what I'm saying, you got to show. I try to show as much appreciation as I can and tell them, you know what I'm saying, like, look, you know what I'm saying, I appreciate you, I love you, and I know you don't have to do this.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I know you don't have to do this, and at the end of the day,
you taking out your time.
Right, exactly. And
I don't know if you
time.
look, you could have a shorty, a kid.
Exactly.
You know,
Niggas
whatever
do. Niggas
you
got
going
kids.
through,
You know what I'm saying? Niggas
whatever
got
you
kids.
whatever you going through, but you taking your time out to support me. I appreciate it.
Man, that shit is a fucking fact.
Cause that mean you believing in, something I thought of. Like, you don't have to. This ain't no guaranteed money for you. So you believing in my talents or my vision or my dream or whatever it is.
That's a fact, man. You got to be appreciative. And for me, it's the same exact thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like what we was talking about, like before we even got to the show, before we started, like you talk about having a team, man. That shit is so important because, like, even though like you got to put in as much work as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? But even that, a lot of times, isn't enough. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
surround yourself by people smarter than you. Like, ain't no point being the smartest nigga in the room.
It's a fact.
I don't want to be the smartest nigga in the room.
Right.
The worst room to be in. I want to be the dumbest motherfucker. And I ain't dumb.
Right.
So I want to be like, shit, I ain't gonna lie. I be with some of my guys and shit, man, that I be working with. Like, especially when I go to the A. And like most of my guys, I'm talking about the guys I be with, they from this area. All of them don't work no job. All of them like straight off for their career. All of them like, they be talking about YouTube subscribers. Like, man, I got 60,000, 70,000. I be the only nigga in the room. Like, shit.
It's a fact.
I be mad, but I be like, damn, I like this shit.
Shit real, bro. That shit. I mean, that's because look, you got to be humble enough to be able to learn. You know what I'm saying? To be able to learn from people. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, like I know for a fact when it came to this audio shit, like shout out my man Glenn, like, and he just doing this thing. He coming up in the game too. But like when it comes to like, I knew some, but I ain't really know all the intricacies when it comes to creating the best sound and what things that I needed to get. And you know what I'm saying? Like I whenever I tell people when I'm trying to learn something, I'll be like, look, I'll listen to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, cause you've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? And if you've been doing it, then you could tell me something that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'll follow that. And I'll be thinking like that's one of the problems I be seeing with people, like, because y'all are so willing to listen and take so much credence in fucking in I probably misused the word, but like you know what I'm saying? Like you take so much into people that don't even fucking specialize in whatever it is that you're trying to do. I'd be like, how the fuck you get your information? Like, so a girl that never had a successful relationship in her life is supposed to tell you how to fucking have a good relationship? like it don't work in none of that. I'm not about to listen. Like, you gonna tell me how economics should work? You know what I'm saying? But you never studied economics. You gonna tell me what helps the black community and this and that? Well, you don't even know the statistics. You ain't put in no real. You just going off what you think. Yeah. You just going off of what right exactly. And people think, and that's another thing that I had to learn that really helped me out. I learned that, and I tend to say this. I be like, look, I don't, my friends be thinking I'm smart shit, but I don't really think that I'm smart. I think that I repeat things that I know smart people say. You know what I'm saying? I listen to people that I know know more than me on a particular subject, and I kind of follow with that because, like, at the end of the day, like, the goal is to just get better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and nobody is.
You can't never stop getting better. Truthfully, that's how I look at it.
Man, that's an absolute fact. That's an absolute.
Like, just like we're not doing nothing athletic, so this ain't on your body athletic wise, and like, but so like mind wise and talent, I don't see no way for you to stop getting better.
Absolutely, like
as long as you keep up with the times, and you know that's a good, a big thing, keeping up with the times too. Like, stay true to you, but you still gotta be in tune with what's going on now.
And be humble about the things that people think that they know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like people will tell me, like they'll be, and that's one of the problems. Like, sometimes I had that issue with family and things because, like, certain subjects, like, I'll give my opinion based on the research that I've done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I don't hold my opinion as if it's law. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because and people will hold their opinion.
Oh, I know.
Right?
I know
as
exactly
if that shit is absolute law.
Yeah. I got people telling me, man, this rapper make this amount of money. This amount of. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
You don't argue with no dummy. You know, I don't mean to offend nobody.
So I'm telling you, bro, like, and I be like, nah, son, hey, look, Monte be guilty of this shit too. I'm gonna throw him out there. I ain't throwing him under the bus, but like, hey, look, like, sometimes we be looking at, like, we'll look at motherfucking IG videos and shit, and we'll be like, son, he up, son. Look at this joint, he up. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times it's a lot more complex than that. You know what I'm saying? Because
this game, like, man, it's like wrestling. Like, when niggas say it's like wrestling, it really is, bro. Cause it's you think you see something, but it ain't what you really see.
Yeah. That's
like, as a kid, you believe. That's why I said, like, you got to think about, to be a fan of somebody, you in the cult. Like, think about this. You believe, just because they say something, you believe that law. Like, you'll defend your favorite rapper or whatever they are, and you don't even know them. You'll defend them over your own right-hand man half the time. That's how half these people be. They'll tell you, nah, man, such and such, nah, he got this. Nah, he bought this. But you ain't never met that nigga, bro.
That's the whole kill. That is the whole fucking kill.
How you know you even like that nigga in person, bro? Y'all fuck around, don't even fuck with each other.
Right.
You fuck with his music, yeah. That's cool, but you don't know that man.
Exactly.
He talented, or he relate to you in his story. That don't mean y'all vibe. A lot of people got the same story. Don't mean they gonna fuck with each other.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact.
A lot of niggas who got the same story don't fuck with each other.
That's a fact.
Because they don't realize they got the same story.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to that's why I think that it's important for you to be able to separate. People tend to look at people of a certain stature as if they're like a deity or something. Like they're God, there's some type of God that have just.
But you know what make it a little different though when you meet these people.
Yeah.
Experience. But you gotta realize it's a difference when they never met the person, because all they can do is go off perception.
Right.
It's different reality and perception and shit. Cause you'll meet somebody and it be completely different than you had a perception of them. You would have thought they was this way or they was
right.
But we can get on Instagram right now on the phone and say anything. We can be anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's the plus and the downside.
Right.
Of this shit.
You're absolutely right.
But you could be the softest nigga in the world, or you could be matter of fact, you could be the toughest nigga in the world, and you play soft on the internet. So let a nigga try you.
Yeah, that's
he gonna find out.
That's a fact. That's what I was talking about with the wrestling shit. Like I was like, you motherfucking.
Like you think something like you said.
You think like you be thinking
like, little white boy scrawny as shit.
Scrawny as fuck. You think
you
don't
put you in the headlock and goddamn the figure four or some shit.
Right. You better you gotta be prepared, man, and don't judge books by their cover.
Yeah, don't ever underestimate nobody.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You're just better off that way. I just
seen some people. I'd have been to LA and seen some people I would have never thought made music. I'm talking about, and you play their music hard. I'm like, shit. Little Asian boy, hard. Little white nigga with blonde hair. Man, you'd have thought that nigga was R. Kelly. I'm like, God damn.
That's fucking crazy.
But it's like shit. Like you said, don't judge a book by its cover.
Nah, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely important. So as far as you know what I'm saying, what's the most difficult part of your experience as trying to establish yourself in this lane, in this rap lane that you're in right now? What's one of the most difficult parts that you have to deal with?
I mean, nowadays when you genuine and it's a clout era. Like when everybody do shit for attention, but you being genuine. So I ain't gonna tell somebody, like, if you believe in yourself for real, like you really rapping about what you live about, keep doing what you do. Right. I ain't gonna tell you stop. Now you can adapt and do a little things different, but this nigga's out here doing anything. I ain't gonna do anything.
And that's really holding values within yourself, because and it's confusing. I understand why, because it's very confusing, because you'll see people who aren't doing things that mirror certain values and authenticity. You'll see motherfuckers that you could talk about fucking Tekashi or whatever, where he obviously he's making videos, pulling up in niggas' hoods 5 hours before,
like I said,
saving them and then posting them 6 hours
you
later.
Could do whatever the fuck you want to do, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Hey, it's certain things I ain't gonna do. Certain things other niggas will do.
Right. So. And you got to be prepared, especially when we talk about values. Those are things that you hold that are the foundation of who you are as an individual.
See, I got real people around me who ain't just gonna let me do anything anyway.
Well, that's good.
Like a lot of motherfuckers don't got people around them who just ain't gonna say something. So I don't care how much money I got. I got people around me who gonna talk to me like I ain't got $1 in my motherfucking pocket.
That's important, man. That's important.
And like shit. That's just like with the music. I am not about to rap about nothing I ain't did or been through. Cause they gonna shit. How they gonna listen to it bumping in the car with me? And like, bro, when you did this, I be with you every day.
God,
when the fuck you rob a bank?
Thank you.
They like, bro, when the fuck you rob a bank and shit, bro?
Bruh, hey, look.
Niggas be like, man, I done robbed the bank, shot a nigga, and all.
Right.
Bro, when you do this?
Right, and that's why I always gravitate. That's why I could always either listen to. I could move from listening to Nas to listening to Boosie to listening to Project Pat and things of that nature, because especially the storytellers, when people tell certain stories, man, like Project Pat was one of them. Like when he told that shit, bro,
that's your man.
You could tell, man, that boy Pat, when he motherfucking talk about cheese and dope, when he talking about the nigga got popped, he telling you a whole story. You be like, elements. There's no way the elements of that ain't true.
Yeah.
There's no. You can't even come. You can't make some of that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like that authenticity will kind of manifest itself, and you know what I'm saying, and people can see through that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's real important that we be able to, you know what I'm saying, you be authentic to yourself, because like you was talking about, bro, like me and Monte was talking about that shit the other day, bro. Like, it be niggas that we grew up with, right? And so now they rapping and shit. And you know, I listen to a couple of their bars, and you listen to a couple of their songs, and I be sitting up there like, I don't even remember you selling nothing.
Yeah,
like you didn't you was balling. You was
Chapo.
balling with us. I mean, you was on the block, but you was
in they raps and shit.
I was like, what? Like, how is that even like? How is that even? And that's one of the things I learned, because I think that's one of the detriments of our culture, that sometimes like the authenticity part doesn't necessarily matter. You know what I'm saying? Because
some niggas just rhyming, bro.
So
that's all it is.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Like, and I be trying to tell, especially these young dudes, so you're influencing young men, because number one, all us young men, what we do is we look up to older motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
And rap with trap,
bro. I done said this a bunch of times, but motherfucker, I'm talking about on the show how motherfuckers be talking about going from an ounce to a whole thing. I was like, that has got to be the biggest fucking lie I've ever heard. Going from an ounce to a whole thing. I'm not saying it's impossible, but when I tried it myself, there are a lot of variables that come into play.
Hey, like I said in the song, there's a lot of niggas, when you need weed or whatever they selling, they ain't got it. So how the hell in your raps you got all this shit? But when niggas hit your phone, bro, shit, I ain't got it right now, bro.
I mean,
look, hey, bro, shit, let's go to the club. I ain't got it right now, bro.
Right. But niggas start talking about bands and all this other stuff. Yeah.
Hey, that be the worst thing for real. Like when niggas want features, bro. Like I said, I paid for the TREL feature. So when niggas want features, and then you go listen to their music, trying to peep, you know, you thinking they're genuinely like, oh, let me catch his vibe and shit. You hear, I got 30 bands, all this, so I got this, I got that. And you charge something that ain't nowhere near that, and the nigga complain.
That shit right there, like, that's the whole kill. I mean, it's obviously multiple sides to it, but I would say that, like, for me, like, you know, when people set certain standards, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you either pay it or you don't.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You either pay
you
it.
ask for it.
And
so all you can do is accept the price or not.
Exactly. And you know, hopefully people are setting out, because I also say on the other side, motherfuckers be setting certain, like, I done ran into so many dudes that, you know, they have this idea. What's that whole saying where it's like motherfucking, where basically you saying that, you know what I'm saying, I know what I'm worth. And I would just be like, you know, what you're worth is what the market kind of dictates. Mm-hmm. And if you're not level with what the market is dictating, especially like then you're fucking up your own self.
But see, I also say though, hey, let them fuck up their own self, because they might see something though. They might see or know something though, because you got some niggas who know something that just ain't said nothing yet. So I look at it like that, because if you want it though, it's like, if they tell you, like, if it's weed and he tell you this costs whatever, and you ain't got it, or you just want that, you gonna buy it, right? If you really want it, you gonna buy it. So I look at it like this: I can set my price to whatever, but if they really want this shit, they gonna buy it. Now, if I'm overcharging, I'm overcharging, so I'm gonna have to deal with them consequences.
Yeah.
But if you really, like, my biggest thing be, if a nigga tell you something, bro, what you get mad for? You ask the nigga. So like niggas act like, it's like if a nigga asks you for an interview and say if you did charge, a nigga, man, dog, for real, bro, you Hollywood, hey, fuck. You be like, bro, you asked me, bro.
I mean, I might charge a little bit depending on the guest. Just throwing it out there so people don't get mad. Like, sometimes I do.
Yeah, my thing is, like I said, whatever a nigga charging.
Right.
Bro, you asked the nigga. That's how I look. You asked the nigga, so bro, you gotta. Shit, if you can't afford it or you ain't with it, cool, move on. You in your feelings, you feel some type of way about it. If a nigga told me something I ain't want to pay for, all right, bet. We ain't got to talk about nothing else. Man, only reason we're gonna talk is we're gonna do business.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's the whole kill
I
to the
only get mad
situation.
if a nigga, if you tell a nigga how much you charge and he don't hit you back, that's cool with me.
Right.
They let me know.
Man, what? That's a fact.
Cause you got niggas who will lead you on, hey, bro, I get paid in 17 weeks from now and shit, bro.
Right.
But you know.
And that's how it goes, man. That's exactly how it goes. Like, it's all about like you have to have it's all about balance, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like with life or with anything. So you know what I'm saying. You got to set a certain standard for yourself, but you also have to be humble enough to kind of know where you're at. You know what I'm saying, and be able to take criticism that is constructive. You know what I'm saying, and it kind of peers back to what I was talking about when it comes to being able to. I think a lot of people have trouble managing people's intentions, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, the best way that I know how to judge people's intentions is if they are on a positive note. That's the only way that I know how to, because I've never seen a situation where people promote negativity and then it equals into a positive outcome, right? So for example, like if motherfuckers, if let's say you talking to a girl and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, or you doing whatever, if you gotta bring the next man down, you know what I'm saying, like if you gotta be like, all right, you know, he doing this, he doing that, la da 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 da, you know what I'm saying, like if you gotta do that, number one, that says a couple of things. It says that number one, you're not confident enough in yourself to that you got to bring somebody, because you obviously you don't think you're that high. So the only thing you want to bring the world's level down to you so that you can appear better than you are. So that's number one. And number two, then your intentions, especially when it comes to, you know, like I said, we're talking to a female, whatever you're trying to do, like your intentions really aren't to foster a real positive type of vibe. You're being manipulative.
Cause I look at like, if you better than whatever, like say, like you said, the reason why you put somebody else down, cause you don't feel like you better than them. But I feel like I'm already better. So I ain't gotta say, if you feel like you're already better, you ain't gotta say nothing. You gonna show it. You ain't gotta sit there, like you said, throw nobody else under the bus. You know, you ain't gotta throw dirt on nobody else's name.
So if somebody coming at me, like whether, like let's say, you know, I'm trying to do a deal with the podcast and this and that, and the way that, you know what I'm saying, you trying to big yourself up is like, are you talking shit about somebody else? Then I already know where you coming from.
Man,
I know where your mind is at. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of got me out of the whole black consciousness type of movement, because a lot of times I would, you know, I'm a very observant person, you know what I'm saying? And I look for like kind of fundamental principles when it comes to that, right? So when it comes, like, so what is your goal, right? So if your goal is to foster a better community, right? You genuinely want your people to be doing better, right?
Yeah.
So then if that's what you really care about, you know what I'm saying? Then your focus, don't get me wrong, we know that systemic oppression kind of, we know that it exists to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? We know that we were dealt this bad hand when it comes to life, right? But if your whole vibe is to say, well, it's fuck the white man, or fuck, like I you know, you got 5%ers that'll be like these motherfuckers don't know what the truth is. Like they'll tell, like,
man,
you know what I'm saying?
Pro-black, but I ain't gonna say fuck the white man, cause some white men, you know, some white people, you know, treat you better than your own, you know, people.
See, because I
treat people on how they treat me, man.
And
like,
that's how you should do it. That's how you should do it. And even the argument itself is an intellectually inconsistent argument.
I tell you something, a blind man told me. He said, you blind, you ask for help from anybody. You don't care what color they are. And he just left it at that.
That's real. That's absolutely real. So, and just kind of speak on that. What kind of got me out of the shit was just that I seen so much, like you would really see some of these big conscious dudes that real life would be beefing with people, like beefing with other people in the community, saying, oh, well, he ain't doing this. And you see that it be a lot of shady deals when it comes to money. And I seen that, like, a lot of motherfuckers in that particular that lane are pandering to me, in my opinion. A lot of times they're pandering to some of the worst things that have happened to you, and they attacking that emotion that you got right there, and they're using it for their own monetary gain. You know what I'm saying? And that's what made me take a step back from it, because I was like, look, at the end of the day, I be thinking, like, sometimes at the end of the day, I don't think motherfuckers be wanting equality, right? Because that's really what we want. We want to be treated equal as individuals, and we all want a legitimate chance in life to be able to be successful, right? That's what we want. And so the whole idea, I don't think that some of the people in that particular community want that. I think that they would just rather have it like some people, like I feel like they black supremacists in a sense, because what you don't necessarily want equality. What you want is you want those tables to be turned. You want to be able to do some of the oppression that everybody else is doing. And don't get me wrong, you're kind of justified in feeling that way because we've gotten done dirty, but we see that that's not the
it's not gonna happen.
That's not number one. That's not gonna happen. I mean, well, it can happen over time.
In our lifetime, I don't see it happen. I say that. We might be old or some shit.
That's a fact.
But at the end of the day, you want an advantage. You want a head start on somebody. I want to race somebody. I want to be on the same start line as them.
Exactly.
You want a head start, man.
See, and people like, and then motherfuckers that take, like, certain people will be manipulative and they'll cherry pick information from history. And so I was a big history buff in college and shit. And so you learn that, like, a lot of times people don't know. We talk about, like, look, it's always been this patriarchal white thing that's just been oppressing us for the longest time. But people don't understand the longest. You could talk about the Ottoman Empire, which was black motherfuckers, right? They were black. I mean, they probably looked closer to Ethiopian. But those motherfuckers ran exactly. They black. They ran the world from 600 AD to roughly about 1200. That's the longest empire, right? And if
really on your history,
and that's that shit real.
I damn sure wouldn't know.
My man, hey, look,
but
that's real though. That's real. See, because and if when you look at history, it allows you to take a much more balanced look at the way things are. You know what I'm saying? Because certain people. Like, it's certain times in history where certain people rose to the top and people were, you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing about people, humans in general, is that we have a tendency to oppress, you know what I'm saying? When we do that. So, and if people even know the slave trade, the economic slave trade that actually started during the Ottoman Empire. So it technically was started by black people. Now I'm not saying that, like, I gotta put a disclaimer out there, because I'm not saying that like, as I'm throwing this out there like, oh, we do it too, and so we shouldn't like fight for equality and things of that nature. No, I'm not saying that at all, because I think that, you have to understand history, and then you also have to understand where you're at in this particular time. And if we're focused on getting better, we definitely got to solve some of those problems. But to think of it as if, I think it's more of a human nature type of thing. You know what I'm saying? To really like fuck other people over. You know what I'm saying? To want your people on top and things of that nature. So I think it's much better. We need to focus on individuals
equally. Like
exactly.
That's all anybody should want. Like, you shouldn't even want to be treated more than nobody else, because you don't believe in yourself fully.
That's
like,
real.
You feel like you need a handicap. Like, those who need a handicap need one, but if you don't need one, son, like, you weak.
And that's the biggest part, man. A lot of times I feel like we pander into some of the weakest parts of our nature. Like, look, at the end of the day, life is fucked up, right? No matter what where you came from, right? No matter what status you are in life, like, people don't understand it. Like, look, at the end of the day, the more money you have, the more likely you are to commit suicide. Right? Because the richer you are, right? So you, like, a lot of us, especially us in the black community and in any community that's oppressed, you don't have time to really analyze your life. You know what I'm saying? And how you run it through.
Go day by day.
Exactly. You're just trying to make it, and you're doing all of that. So just imagine, right? Imagine if, like, how a lot of these entertainers and stuff, imagine getting everything that you think is supposed to make you happy. So now you got the money, you got the cars, women, and or people just want to flock to you and all of that. And all that put together, you have all those things, and then you're still not happy. Like that is, to me, that is a scary moment, because if you have all those things and you're still not happy, that means that life probably isn't worth living, right? Because you've got everything that you want to get.
Shit. I ain't gonna lie, I don't understand it, but that is some wild shit. Right. So I can't look. I ain't in their shoes.
Right.
So I can't say how they feel. Like you said, shit.
And look, and I think eventually
coming
you will
from
be,
where
though.
most of us come from.
Right.
Shit, give me that life. I'd take that motherfucker.
See, but I think what the advantages that we have is that when we kind of grew up in this particular situation, is we learn to appreciate the little things. You know what I'm saying? And that helps you once you start to get
and
money.
that take time too. That take age
Oh
and
man.
time. Like I
Oh
understand what
man.
the old heads say.
Absolutely.
Like it take you going through experiences. It take you, take time for real. It take you getting older. You losing people. You
gaining
meeting new
perspective.
people or whatever it is.
Oh,
You maturing.
And hopefully you make it through that. Like, look, nothing in this life is guaranteed. Like,
like you said, we see youngins die older than this, younger than this, same age. Youngins you went to school with, like shit.
All this shit could be taken away from you. You could have put in all this work, right? You could put in all this work into.
And we be,
blow up.
We be in a way, used to it. It be kind of fucked up. We be used to it. So should nobody be used to their minds dying and nothing like that. But we be used to it though. Look how many youngins you see every week on Instagram. Rest in peace, my man. Like,
you become numb to the
post
to the suffering. Yeah.
You don't even become a feeling no more. It become a post like shit. I did another one.
That's a fact. And but I think like a lot of people are gonna hear us talking about this, and a lot of people have been doing this shit, and like, all right, okay, so shit be fucked up, and so then what's the answer to me? And it took me all of 30 years right before I started this podcast to just figure out for myself. But to me, it's really about, and it's kind of cliche, but we talk about, it's about the journey itself.
Yeah.
It's about cause I started noticing little by little, you know what I'm saying? When I first was fucking with the video shit, and I ain't know that you really can't have none of the videos on your computer. You got to have a whole separate hard drive because each 4K video coming in, you do the shit, you rendering in 4K, and next thing you know, the shit 250 gigs off the top. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So your computer moving slow. I went through a whole bunch of bullshit. It'd be like,
it's the experiences.
And when you make these little changes, when I figured that shit out, when I started being able to look at some of my work and it was a little bit better, I was like, that's the happiness that you get. You know what I'm saying? From that, you know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times people set these goals and they're just like, all right, well, but when I come rich, when a lot of people know me, then that'll give me the meaning that I need. And that's not where it's at. The meaning is in accepting responsibility and in, you know what I'm saying, and also being appreciative of the little things. And those are the things that, being a good person, you want to be able to look back I'm confident.
I ain't saying don't let money drive you, because we
it's
need
still
money.
important.
Yeah, like you said. But at the end of the day, you need something deeper than that, because the person who just got a passion for, you don't think he want money for it too though? It's his passion,
right?
But it's his passion to get paid doing what he love to do. You just want to get paid, but you don't love it.
Well, see, and then that ain't never gonna work out for you. That ain't never gonna work out for you.
I don't know too many people who just, I'm about to go get money real quick and was successful. Cause even if you hey, I'm about to go rob this nigga, should you either got locked up or you got shot, or did it and you got greedy and you did it again.
Right. Or
something.
I throw another scenario. Or you did it and you got away with it, right? Mm-hmm. And you did it and you got away with it and everything. But
then you lost something that meant something to you and you wonder why.
Man, it's absolutely rough. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel like, even when you're doing things like that, it's not gonna give you any. It doesn't give you any boast. Whenever you steal from somebody or you do somebody dirty, what it does is it doesn't instill any confidence within yourself. It just lets you know that you could take. You know what I'm saying? You got the residuals,
anybody can take.
Right. You could take. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make you. You don't feel any better about yourself from being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't earn anything.
Yeah, you couldn't get it on your own, for real.
So
you had to take somebody else that they got on their own.
That shit is absolutely real.
They
absolutely
real.
It. So as far as what are some of the next things that you're doing when it comes to what's some upcoming events and what's the future for my man, young how you say that shit?
Young Nilo,
like
Mello with an M, but it's spelled with an I.
Yeah, that's what I ain't want to say. Nilo.
It's like with a. That's how most niggas say, but it's like with an E. But like I said, it's,
Young Nilo, we got it. So what's the next things in the work for Young Nilo?
Man, truthfully, man, I'm about to start getting back to the visuals for real soon. But I'm coming with my first official project in 2019. We'll probably drop the single, about sometime end of December, something like that, leading into the top of the year. But 2019, I'm gonna drop the most music I ever dropped in my life.
Excellent.
And I done dropped a lot of music, whether it's on the internet off the internet. But so at 19, I'm gonna drop the most music I ever dropped. I'm gonna do the most work I ever did.
Well, you know, I hope all the great things and blessings in your journey, you know what I'm saying? And I definitely want to establish this for young, hard-working individuals, you know what I'm saying?
Likewise.
Because, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? When your shit pop and you out here going coast to coast and this and that, motherfuckers going to look back at this. Just understand, I'm going to be throwing that video out there.
Oh,
like,
man,
yeah, he was on here.
He was on
here, and that's one of the big things I want to do.
We networking, man. We trading fans today, man.
That's a
so
fact.
Look, if y'all follow me, y'all follow him. You know,
That's
you did.
fact.
And if you don't, fuck you. That's how you know I really want you to follow, bro.
That's a fact, man. I appreciate it. But man, look, I appreciate you for coming on the podcast, young sir.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
My nigga Fat Draco, man.
Man, Fat Draco set it up.
Me in with you.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, that man Fat Draco is one of the realest, man.
Hey, bro, funny as shit, bro.
He's funny as shit, but I even more importantly, he's just a genuine guy.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? He's a genuine guy.
Say that.
And that's and you know what? To be honest with you, to be absolutely honest with you, like people talk about this crabs in the barrel shit and all this other stuff going out of the DMV, but I could say damn near everybody that I've dealt with, you know what I'm saying? They're genuine people, and they really are you know, they help. They're not only working hard, but they're helping facilitate others that are doing the same
I definitely
thing.
say
we coming together.
Times is definitely getting better for the DMV. So, hey, all y'all other areas, watch the fuck out, man. I'ma just tell them that now, like, hey, niggas is on their neck. Like shit.
And we on your motherfucking neck. I think that's a great way to end this joint. This is another great episode of the Tempo Show, man. DMV Speaks. We're gonna holler at you. All right.